The Commissioner for the Environment joins us now, Tunji Bello in Lagos State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, speaking about this Lagos State Parks and Gardens law, did we even have to need a law to ensure that people just keep the environment clean?
I think you need a law.
But in other states, you don't get a law to do
I
this.
think you need to create a structure, because environment is also about structure. You know, before we came to these states, look at what Lagos environment was. Lagos should be called the dirtiest city in the world. But today, things have changed. So automatically, when you have done a lot of reforms, you need to create a structure for it. So we have created a structure for it, and then when you create a structure, you must back it by law.
Yeah, but what about capacity? Because one thing about laws is if you have too many of these laws, you don't have capacity to enforce it. People say this is becoming a lawless society or lawless city, as it is.
It's not a lawless city.
No, potentially.
It can be.
You have this Lagos
traffic law.
You have the traffic law,
yes.
which we're grappling with. Now you have this one, and then the noise pollution law.
This one has been since last. This law was passed last year. It's 2011, and you have the traffic law too. So I don't think we have too many laws.
I heard the people complain that they were not carried along on this particular environment law. That was something a day two would have liked to have an input in. We just spoke with a guest who said he didn't even know when the process was going on. Did you seek input from the public?
This is a law passed by the State House of Assembly of Lagos, the State House of Assembly. And for every law that is passed in Lagos, it's usually a public hearing, advertised on television, on radio, and in newspapers. You are called to come and participate. Give your input.
The Lagos State Television only, or Lagos State owned radio?
Television, several television stations. And I know a lot of people participated in the making of this law.
Now let's talk about the penalties, because some people have said that it is okay, the law is okay. Some are also complaining about the timing. Onyeka Chubani, the NBA Ikeja branch chairman, said, well, it's a good law, but well, must we talk about those penalties? For instance, a violation of this law shall warrant the penalty of 250,000 naira, or any amount the state shall incur in doing same on behalf of the property owner. That's a quote we got from you when you had an interview with some other agency. So why must it be 250,000 naira? The man who couldn't plant maybe a flower, do you think that he would be able to pay 250,000 naira?
Well, I think there is a presumption before when a law envisages a penalty. There's a presumption that you have the capacity to do certain things now. Now, the law is in first instance was directed at people who have expanse property, particularly in Ikoyi, highbrow areas. Now, but you don't want to make a law for people in Ikoyi, people in GRA, people in Magodo, but that would be discriminatory. So what you have to do is to make a general law. Because those who live, people you think that don't have the capacity to do this, may also acquire the capacity to do it in future. So you don't just make a law for particular people. So there's a presumption that you must have certain things before you can be punished. For instance, if you are to drive on a one-way, there's a presumption that you must have a car before you can drive on a one-way. So for you to be punished, it means that you must have, a space or a setback which you can plant. If you don't have a setback for which you can plant, nobody punishes you for that. So, and that is the case. So I don't know why people...
So the law doesn't affect everybody, as it were? Because people have wondered...
It affects you if you have... For instance, the one-way law in traffic, the traffic law will not affect me if I don't drive traffic law. If I'm a pedestrian, there's no reason why I can be punished under a traffic law one way. So if I don't have a setback, why will I be punished? For instance, those who live in Lagos, part of Lagos Island, where the
houses are so
very close to the road, nobody will punish them for them because they don't even have a setback.
So, but they can get flower pots.
So, why not? You can get a flower pot, put it in front of your house.
Oh, really? Is allowed there?
Because someone here looks like we have a treat here. We have a treat here where he says, well, I think that people should also make this law compulsory for only those building new houses and not those who already have old houses. As such, maybe he's trying to talk about those who don't even have spaces.
Exactly.
Yes.
But you don't forget that there could be an urban renewal in the future. So even those who live in Mushin or Yajigule, those parts could also be GRA. They can have a large expanse of land where there's an urban renewal in the future. So this law also is also looking to the future. So it's not just about the present.
There's something
So
Margaret asked, sorry to butt in there, Margaret asked a question there then with our former guest. I think perhaps you clarify for us, why would you want to charge, or why would you want people to come use the parks or the gardens and you expect them to pay maybe a levy?
Well, because it costs a lot of money to maintain those gardens. It costs a lot of money to even create a garden or a park. So even abroad, or in UK or US or any other parts of the world, before you can even use a park, you pay. Because there's a difference.
But not all the parks.
There's a difference between the park and the garden. A general park is like, look, I can give you an example. The one at Alausa, which people use during the you have a lot of festival periods and so on when people go. Now, that one is open to the public. It's free, but there are designated parks where we are expected to generate some money. Many of those parks are being created across the state now. We have one already created in Padagri, in Ikorodu, also in Ekpe.
About your VI.
Which you have the one like when you call park before you can use it. You have to pay for that.
So if I pay for that one, am I supposed to walk on the lawn? Can I walk through since I paid for it?
No, if you pay for it,
the
use of the lawn, people can relax there on the lawn and so on. You won't destroy it. And after that,
but constant commercialization of that, some of those grasses, you see that they're wasted.
You also have to maintain it. When you leave, somebody will have to maintain it. Keep the lawn. You have to dress the lawn back and so on, and also regenerate it if it's going bad. So you need money to.
So are you saying that as a private citizen to be able to? I'm not doing any parties. I'm not holding any receptions. Just to be able to enjoy the ambience of the park, I have to pay a fee.
No, I'm saying the park. You can go to gardens. There are a lot of gardens in Lagos that you can enjoy. If you go to Marina, the Marina is free for everybody, opposite the Governor's Lodge. If you are going towards VI by the seaside, nobody takes money from anybody because it's open. There are several of them in Lagos. Galify is there. Ojota Park is there.
Because those are public parks.
No, but the one in Moricon, can individuals just go there? If you're not just like that, you're not doing any party, just to go and relax. Do I have to pay to go in there?
No, you don't need to. But if you want to use it for general occasion, we have people who want to use it for children occasion and several other things as well. Companies and so on, they are made to pay. But if you also need to sit down, relax, nobody charges you for that.
That's what.
And you find people all over the place doing that already at weekends. So we don't charge for that.
Now, what do you hope to do? Because Mr. Albani raised a very, very vital issue here. He says, if you had to beautify maybe my street, we all plant flowers, make it look good and beautiful. What about the roads? If the roads are bad, maybe we have muddied water and cars splash those waters on our greenery. Well, it doesn't make it look beautiful at the end of the day. So is the state also thinking or looking to fixing the roads in places like that?
In fact, if you, I think you must have noticed this year, our emphasis has been on inner roads, trying to construct inner roads. In the first term of Governor Fashola, emphasis was placed on the major highways. But now, if you have noticed, in the last 1 year or so, there's been a lot of emphasis on the inner roads. We do a lot of inner roads in Agege, in Mushin, in Ajegule, in Badagry, in Ikorodu. If they have not reached your area, I'm sure they are coming.